What's happening? What it do? So we back for another podcast, Family Affair Sports Talk. And I can't really think of no other news that we can really jump into collectively. Did any of y'all catch that fight?
I saw some of it. I saw some of
Yeah,
it.
I saw some of it too. I ain't know if everybody seen it. Um, but I guess we'll just go on ahead and get into football for the week. So D, I guess you can go on ahead and update with the records.
Yeah, well, collectively, we all basically did about the same thing. It was 7-6 across board. Dre was the only one that went 6-7. Still keeps me in the lead at 80 wins, 33 losses. Antoine next at 77 wins, 35 losses, and then Dre 76 wins and 36 losses. And Tony, he's now one game over 500 at 21 wins, 20 losses, and with tomorrow's game, everybody chose the Bucks. So, I ain't really gonna pay too much attention with record because we all gonna stay around the same, from each other.
Video, there you go. I'm about to say your video went blank on us, but it came back now. It didn't go blank, but you was paused. You
Yeah,
good now
so
though.
yeah, so tomorrow games really don't make a difference because everybody picked the same. So, hey man, we still got a close race.
All right. So let's go on ahead and jump into these games recap. And then we're gonna go ahead and have us a good discussion. So we don't want to spend too much time on this recap. We want to have a good little discussion as far as mid-season awards. You know what I'm talking about? MVP, Rookie of the Year, offense, defense, that type of thing. Get y'all opinions on that. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll go from there. So first game up we got is the Bills and the Patriots. My quick thoughts, man. Cam might not get another job as a starter in the NFL after this season. Like, dude just
Mm.
ain't looking good, man. Outside of the first couple of weeks, he has not looked good as a quarterback. His accuracy has been bad. His protecting the ball has been bad. And outside of him running a little bit, that's the only thing he seemed to be doing halfway decent. But I mean, it was a game against the Bills, division opponent. Um, the Patriots out of there, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I say he won't get another job. I don't think he's on the right team. I don't think he has the right coordinator. That offense wasn't built for an athletic quarterback. It was built around Brady, who was not athletic at all. That can, do the short throws, throw downfield, different stuff like that. It's a more of a precision offense, in my opinion. And it's just not working for him. Doesn't seem like they really, hold on. It doesn't seem like they really have tailored the offense to fit him all that much to me from the few games I've saw. Um, but I think he'll get another. It's possible he could get another gig somewhere. Chicago may take a chance on him because Nick Foles ain't looking much better than Mitch Trubisky right now. You know what I'm saying? And unless they try to get somebody in the draft, that offense could probably fit Cam a little bit more than New England. That's just my take on it.
Well, before I pass it on to somebody else, I mean Josh McDaniels is the coach that drafted Tim Tebow. So he knows how to be able to put together a system built around a quarterback who's a run first type quarterback. Cam is more accurate than Tim Tebow was, but my only point in saying that is that this isn't some mystery to him. Like he's not new to having that type of quarterback and being able to put a system around
All right, and remind me how well Tim Tebow did and where he at right now.
He did make the play. He did make the playoffs. He did make the playoffs, and he
You're
did
right.
beat
He
Pittsburgh
he
in the
did.
playoffs.
Yeah, he did, and then he did nothing else after that. You know, nobody was expecting him to be able at that time. He just kind of came in and was able to lead them because I don't believe he was the starter, if I'm correct.
They also
He came in afterwards, after what's his name got hurt.
they also changed coaches too.
Right, because
He ended up getting fired. He ended up getting fired, and John Fox is the one who took over in Denver. So Tim Tebow, at that point, the guy who drafted him was no longer there, and so that kind of altered his future. But my whole point is that Josh McDaniels drafted him, saw what he was in college, drafted him, and was capable of putting a system together for him. And so with Cam, who is a better version of that, of what he saw in Tim Tebow, I don't believe that he is incapable of putting together a system for Cam Newton.
I just don't think his system fitting Cam Newton right now. It don't seem to be working very well for Cam, and we can agree to disagree. I think he can go somewhere else and still have a possibility of starting and shining under a system a little bit more made for him. And I think Chicago may have one of those systems because Mr. Trubisky is a run first type quarterback. He ain't really good at throwing. His accuracy's terrible. That's why he got benched for Nick Foles. But go ahead, D.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that he may not be the same Cam Newton that we expect an MVP type level, but he's a quarterback that definitely will get a job because he's he can get a starting job in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He's been okay. He does need to work on his turnovers. I think his QBR rating for this game was almost 90, but it's the turnovers that's killing them. The Patriots offense. The Patriots offense. What's what you knowing that?
His QBR wasn't 90. Now, if you're talking about the quarterback rating, that was probably close to 90, but his QBR was near 90.
Isn't that the same thing?
Nah,
Isn't that the same?
Quarterback rating is the old school rating that we grew up with. The QBR just started about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or something like that.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. Let me say this. His QBR was 87.7. He was 15 to 25. He threw over 60%. He was for 174. He actually had a better game than Josh Allen, but he did have a good running game. He had Harrison with 16 carries at 102 yards at 6.4 per. So that should help you out as a quarterback. But like I said, I need to go look over his overall. Just as you go look at, you just saw what Nick Foles, Nick Foles, Wentz, my starting quarterback for the Cowboys. Cam Newton will be an upgrade over those guys, so he will get a job. But you're right in the sense of he will not be that guy that you would hang your franchise on and say, this guy's going to carry us. He needs to have weapons around him and, and to be successful, but I think he'll still get a job at NFL because, he's not a great quarterback, but he ain't just terrible. He's just not the Cam Newton that we know to love.
Real quick, Dre. So are you saying he's better than Dak? He would be an upgrade over Dak?
No.
Oh, you said our quarterback. So.
Well, I'm just talking about what was on the field tonight.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
On the field tonight, even if you look at Wentz, Wentz had the same numbers as our quarterback that had tonight. And I saw a stat when I was watching that he couldn't throw. Well, when he threw the ball over 20 yards, his rating was real low. There was a lot of dink and dunks that he was doing. But I'm not saying he's better than Wentz. I'm just saying with the quality of starting NFL quarterbacks that we're seeing on the field, Cam Newton can still get on the field. He's just not going to be MVP type level, like we just expecting him to be. He's not that guy no more.
I'm not going to say all that because he's doing exactly what I thought he was going to do because that's the reason why Tom Brady's in Tampa Bay. He has no help. The receivers he has no weapons. In Carolina, he at least had that beast behind him in that backfield and Christian McCaffrey. He helped take something away and open up play action and things of that nature. And he can even
didn't-
dunk in the backfield for little flare passes that Christian can take for 20, 30 yards and help save him. He has nothing. And that's the reason why Tom Brady wanted to leave. He had nothing. So I don't expect Cam Newton to be the Cam Newton until, like, I agree with Tony. He go to a different team and a different system, Jacksonville or Chicago or, New York Jets in a year or two when they finally get done with Donald and get some weapons around them, you're going to see that old Cam, that put him in better positions. Josh McDaniels, that system got him fired. The reason why he's an assistant now and he keep messing around, he's going to be somewhere coaching next year, So I didn't expect Cam this season to show me flashes of old Cam. I didn't even pick the Patriots to make the playoffs.
Well, so far this year, Cam Newton's QBR is 46.2. Is 0 to 100, 50% is average. So he's below average total QBR. He got 2 touchdowns and 7 picks. He haven't thrown a touchdown in the last 3 games. His QBR for this particular game today was 54.7. His rating was 81.1, but his QBR was 54.7. Only thing I'm saying is as I look at teams that has a need for a starting quarterback, Cam is going to be at the bottom of the list. Now, will a team pick him up as a backup? You know what I'm saying, to that starter? Somebody who can possibly come in and compete for a job against a rookie or a young player and get the coaching staff want him to push that player. Or if that player gets injured, they know that Cam can come in for a game or two and possibly win the game for him. Okay. I just don't see nobody making him their starting quarterback. Specifically, especially if they're wanting him to be there for more than 1 year.
Hey, Jets, I'm with Dre. Jets need to go and pick him up. They draft somebody in the draft because Donald's not it. Go on and let him go. You draft somebody in the draft because you're going to have first pick. So if the Lawrence dude come out from Clemson, snatch him up, get Cam, let him come in, let the dude sit. If the dude starts showing something to make you want to take a chance on him, then okay, now you got Cam as your backup. But you bring him in, you do the same thing Miami did with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let him start for a few games and then say, okay, hey, this dude's showing me something. Let's move on to Lawrence and see what he can do. What's up, Jay?
I already know Antoine's answer, but Tony and DeRon, honestly, a healthy 49er team with Cam Newton as their quarterback, should that be more to you than Jimmy G?
Is Jimmy G healthy?
Is Jimmy G healthy? With that running game healthy, mind you, with their real running backs back there,
is Jimmy G healthy too?
Calling the plays.
Is Jimmy G healthy?
Even Jimmy G healthy. Cam Newton's ability to run the ball and play action and all that with Shanahan call the plays and a healthy 49er offense and defense, I think they're more scary with Cam than they are with Jimmy.
I would, I'll first start and with Cam Newton's ability to run and how San Francisco run the ball, I would think that they could do something with that. That Kyle could do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like having Kaepernick all over again, just not as athletic. I think Kaepernick was a little bit more athletic than Cam. I mean, yeah, but Jimmy still got him to the Super Bowl. So it's kind of like, why? Right now, they got a bunch of injuries.
Too. Cam got to Super Bowl with less talent.
No, I'm not saying he didn't. I know, and he was MVP, all that. But I'm just saying, if my quarterback, I'm just saying though.
First of
I'm
all,
being
first
as
of
a
all,
football
first of
fan,
all, first of
because
all,
I
first
don't
of all,
like the 49ers either. Hold on, bro. Let me finish. I can't stand the 49ers either. But I'm just gonna be real with you. If my quarterback got me to the Super Bowl and I got a rash of injuries right now, my offensive line and defense and all that, why bring in Cam and I owe all this money still to Jimmy? I think I'd stay with Jimmy.
Well,
first
economical
of
wise,
all,
I can feel you. But if it was just a fantasy and Cam had that defense that Jimmy had last year and had everything,
Yeah. Now if Jimmy fall off
I'll be
these
a little tilted.
if
I'll be a
Jimmy
little
fall
tilted.
off of these last 8 games or whatever it is, drastically to where he just can't get nothing, then maybe. But right now, I owe too much
this,
money
this,
to Jimmy
this is all complete lunacy. First of all, to
because it's
say
your team,
that
bro.
Jimmy, to say that Jimmy had more talent is crazy. Because just like they got George Kittle at the time, he had a younger in his prime Greg Olsen. They had a great running game also. Like the only reason why people is wanting to all of a sudden boost up and act like we have such great talent is because we went to the Super Bowl. Like outside of that, Deebo Samuel ain't put up monster numbers. He had a good season for a rookie, but he ain't put up monster numbers. I mean, they had a great defense too, and at the time, Luke Kuechly was the best linebacker in all of football. They had Julius Peppers at defensive end. Like that's crazy. First of all, second of all, in Kyle Shanahan's offense, it is play action, but you have to make precision passes. Something that Cam Newton has never been able to do. The highest that he's ever, even in the year that he won the Super Bowl, his completion percentage was 58%. So this notion that he can just step into Kyle Shanahan's offense where it's about timing and precision passing and that he's going to be as good or better than Kaepernick because he can run, it's craziness. But that's from a hater. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. That's lunacy.
Come on, let's
Millen,
go.
Yeah, let's get on. Let's stay on topic,
Oh,
man. The
hey,
next game,
hold on.
the next,
Dre is talking.
Millen is a precision quarterback all of a sudden. What's the backup that was to play today?
Mullen.
Oh, so he's a precision. He's a better passer than Cam.
Accuracy, yes. Yes.
Okay,
accuracy,
let's move on.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Let's
move on now.
The next game is the Falcons and the Panthers.
Man, the
Hey,
Panthers just
man, my
continue to
boys
let you
pulled it
down,
out
don't
for me.
they?
Hey, man, they
The
pulled it out
Panthers
for
just
me.
continue to let you down.
They pulled it out
Hey,
for me.
Atlanta defense came to play today, bro. I watched the highlights. I watched some of the game, but I watched the highlights.
I watched the
Atlanta
game.
Falcons defense just said, "Hey, we're not about to be the reason y'all lose today. We're not about to be the reason we y'all lose today. It's not going to be on our necks." So whoever the interim coach is, he didn't change something on the defense, on the coach on the team, something, because offense is already putting up high numbers, but defense decided to step up. Teddy Bridgewater made mistakes he don't often make today, but they killed me because I picked the Panthers. Because I was like you, I wasn't picking Atlanta no more. But I may have to rethink that a little bit.
Well, hey, Matty Ice, 21 for 30. He got Julio. He on my fantasy
Julio
team, so I
was a
watch.
beast today.
I watch. I pay attention to Julio. Julio's actually been getting better these last 3 weeks. Even though his hamstring, he was out that week, but ever since he's got back, he's gotten better. And the stronger he gets, and Matty going to him and having really, I think he had an ankle injury as his second option. That's what they're gonna have to do. The efficiency of Matt Ryan, with the weapons that he has, they got to lean on that. That's what they have, and they need to let. I'm watching Gurley, and it's sad, and I know we're gonna get to this, but he don't have that pop as I'm watching my boy Zeke not have that initial pop. You know what I'm saying? It's like they slow to get to full speeds, and they need to go ahead and lean on what they do, and that's throw the football.
Dallas can't afford to lean on throwing the football right now.
No, I'm talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about Atlanta. Talking
Okay.
about Atlanta. We still on Atlanta, Ken. We still on Atlanta.
You mentioned Dallas and Zeke. So
I'm talking
all
about
right,
Zeke
I'm gonna
and
wait.
Gurley. I'm comparing that
I'm with
Zeke ain't lost the pop like Gurley and lost it because I watch how they run, but he don't have that same pop when he first get that ball, and it's starting to worry me.
you. We'll talk about that when we get to
Yeah,
Cowboys.
yeah.
I got an answer for that, but we'll wait.
Well, without further ado, Dallas and Philly.
Okay. So since we're gonna go there to speak on that, I agree with I don't agree because you gotta look at our offensive line. Man, when now he had some good runs when you had Zach Martin able to lead him, who was a starter, who was a Pro Bowl since he's been in the league. Whenever Zach Martin led the block, Zeke had big runs. But of
Let
course,
me
they start overloading that side when they realized what we was doing, and then Zeke wasn't having. He's one of them patient runners. He's trying to find a hole because if the hole ain't there, he's trying to let it progress or find something else, and he takes off. Unlike Pollard, Pollard just I'm gonna hit this sucker and just go and it kind of worked for him. But that's that change of pace deal. But
That's what I was gonna say. If you watch how Pollard come into the game, and when you have linemen that can't hold blocks for too long, you have to. I understand going back when you have guys that are Pro Bowl guys and they can set up a block that you can wait, but this is not the time. And even when I watch him, you know what I'm saying, he's still strong, but it seems like he's just not quick. Like I said, get to his full speed fast. And Pollard, when he get that ball, he's hitting it. And that's what you got to do when you got offensive linemen struggling. You can't be waiting because they can't hold the blocks as long as you want them to. You got to hit that line strong, and that's what I'm just missing out of Zeke right now. Our backup quarterback, I thought he got better as the game went on. He started to see the field a little bit better. Um, you know, the defense got a little bit better, but it's like I said, we're just a bad football team right now, trying to get it together. I almost, if Andy came back, I kind of wanted to see what this boy gonna do. This is Danucci. I kind of wanted to see what he gonna do more than Andy right now, just from what he's seemed to progress. So
well,
it's sad how bad our division is, and that if you look at the remaining schedule and look at what Philly has in front of them, there's still a possibility. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's gonna be hate to say that we could have a losing record and still host a playoff game, but hey, man, it is what it is.
yeah, the NFC is horrid right now because we do still have an opportunity. If Dalton can come back and actually get a rhythm with the receivers and get some points on the board, the defense looked drastically better than they have in the past games. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. I mean, but it was serviceable. You know what I'm saying? They only gave up 15 points. That last touchdown we was robbed on because it should have never happened. It was a defensive one, but it should have never happened. And real quick, side note, Jerry Jones. I don't know if the Cowboys will watch this like the Texans watched it, but Jerry Jones, man, go pay whoever you need to pay so they can stop doing that to us, bro. Whatever happened on the bus a few years ago, they changed everything. That was in the past. Okay, you go get whoever you need to get, and you pay whoever you need to pay, bro, because they're robbing us, and it's ridiculous. We bad enough. We don't need any help. We don't need any help. We shoot ourselves in the foot. We are terrible all by ourselves. We don't need no help from the refs, bro. Pay who you need to pay. We need a fighting chance. We still got an opportunity to do this because Philly, Carson Wentz is overrated. And then I predict, and within the next 3 games, Jalen Hurts get the start, or he
Man.
come in and start. Carson Wentz, the dude looks terrible. He's overrated. He have his flashes here and there, but the dude he looked bad, man. He looked bad. He made too many mistakes. His decision making is terrible. His throws is erratic. He don't know how to throw the ball away and just live for the next down. Dude, I see Jalen Hurts getting in the game more and more and more every single game. They
He'll be
gonna
back
go
on the
ahead and
sideline.
say
He'll be
they
back on the
gonna go.
sideline because just like Drake
They say
said with
he's way
Cam
more
Newton,
accurate. They say
just
he's
like
one of the most accurate people in college, especially
that's
compared to
college.
Wentz right now.
That's college. But
Yeah, we'll see.
when just like Drake said about Cam Newton, same thing. When his weapons been hurt, he finally got a weapon
Man,
back.
don't give me that.
You know,
That Falcon dude, the Rugger dude came back. Dallas Goddard came back. He had weapons today, and he looked horrid. The dude is terrible. You can't. Deshaun Jackson is he still can fly, but he ain't been the same in a minute. So I he done bounced around a little bit. Only other person he misses who Alshon Jeffries. He ain't like he's a world beater. He okay, but missing him ain't got nothing to do with Carson Wentz and how terrible he has been at
he
quarterback.
been bad, but
Jalen Hurts coming 3 games top. I see 3
the
games.
backup
He keep playing
quarterback
like this.
always
3
look pretty.
games.
The backup quarterback always look pretty.
Hey, you got him in what, first or second round? Might as well. You ain't drafting for nothing. This wasn't no D2 league Midwest quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got him for something, bro. 3 games. They got a bye week right now.
Ray, you got something to add?
No, y'all ain't got nothing to add to this. Let's move on to the next one. That's just Deron and Tony.
I got something to add. I got something to add.
Of course you do.
Zeke is a product of that offensive line that y'all had when y'all first drafted. I think that's evident. Like, you take away the Pro Bowlers that y'all had, the great offensive line y'all had when y'all first drafted, that dude there, man, is a middle tier to bottom tier running back. Like he really can't make nobody miss.
That's not his game. He running over you. He ain't trying to make you miss.
Right, but
I mean, and it's no different than Emmitt Smith. That was Emmitt Smith.
When's the last time Zeke had 100-yard rushing game?
When the last time we had all our starters on offensive? How about 3 of them?
That's my point. So if you take away the great offensive line that he had, then all of a sudden
it doesn't have to be great.
He 100 yards. Like, you don't even have a running
got to be
game
great
that people gotta respect. Oh,
bruh, the line not decent.
Hello.
I'm sorry, but the line not even decent. It'd be different if it was a good line or a decent line. Then we could say that. The line not even decent right now. It ain't been decent all year.
Guess what? My line ain't decent neither. Raheem Mostert still went for 100. My third string running back went for 100 last week.
Your line way better than ours. Your line better than ours.
Bruh, Zeke is, you want to talk about overrated? Zeke is overrated, man. Zeke is overrated. Like hey. I don't even know that there's a legitimate argument that can be made. Like, if you put Zeke around behind an average offensive line, he does not make that team better. He don't make people miss. He does not present a problem to people where they say, God damn it, we need to stop Zeke. People don't see it that way when he don't got 3 Pro Bowlers along his offensive line. Come on, Dre.
Just to add what Antoine's saying, that boy robbed
you ain't
y'all.
had nothing to say.
But he brought it up. So since he brought it up, I will say this. Y'all paid him over Dak. Dak's not there. And y'all seeing right now worth and value. Y'all should have paid Dak before y'all paid that man. Because right now y'all seeing who's worth more.
No, because if you go back to when Zeke wasn't there,
right.
Dak
you
did
can
not
say the
look
same thing.
anything. They go both ways, bro. They need each other. They need each other.
Like what Zeke looking right now, though.
Yeah, he did. We went 3-6, 3-7.
Didn't y'all win 9 games without Zeke for most of that year?
No. That's when Zeke was there. The games that we won, Zeke was there. The games that we lost, Zeke wasn't.
He was gone.
But let me just say
6 games.
this about Zeke. Let me just say about this Zeke, because we didn't see it, this year and what they tried to do. I can't remember who it was, but if you get Zeke in the open field, he's able to gobble up yards. He's a guy that just gets yards. When it's 2 there, he's gonna get you 5. When it's 10 there, he's gonna get you 15. And that's the only problem. He can't get going, which that's why I say obviously the problem is he can't never get going. Now, if he's able to get going, and just like they did, it was a touchdown. They did a little swing pass, and he had the whole defense. He just cut back, and everybody went out of bounds. He still slid in, and he made the touchdown. He is a guy that once he gets going, because how strong he is, how powerful he is, he creates a problem. But the problem is right now, we can't get him going. He's getting hit 2 yards somewhere back in the backfield, or as soon as he's starting to get going. That's why I'm having a problem with Zeke is I think he's running the ball wrong, because just like Pollard and just like when Zeke first got in the league, he came out and we said, he hitting the hole too hard. He needs to kind of slow down and kind of get it. He did. You can see in his second and third year, he tried to kind of do a Le'Veon Bell and kind of wait it out. But you had the offensive line to do that. You don't now. If he would go in there and hit it hard, I think he'll be a better runner.
Another thing, real quick, Drake, real quick. Another thing, they changed his running back coach. He had Gary Brown all the way up until now. Now he's got Skip Peet back in here, who was let go a while back to go to the Rams, or he left to go to the Rams. And evidently, Skip Peet is not as good as they think, because Todd Gurley went down while he was there. Now, Zeke is not the same Zeke he was the last few years. Zeke, even though he wasn't leading rushers, still had over 1,300 yards last year. And that's with no training camp after he's got his deal. You give him a new coach right now who I don't know what part he's playing in the offense, but evidently it just ain't looking the same. Along with a bad offensive line. Not even decent. Not even average. It's bad. Just bad. It's as bad as the defensive line. That's
The top running backs that got paid this offseason, Devin Cook, Henry, Christian McCaffrey. I think one of y'all said it in the chat group earlier. Devin Cook is a difference maker when he on that field. They offense moves differently. Same with Christian McCaffrey, same with Henry. They on that field, those teams win when those running backs are on. That offense move differently. I don't see that same impact with Zeke. I actually think Pollard, like y'all debating earlier, Pollard's running better, and he has the same running back coach and the same offensive line as Zeke. But y'all see the difference in him on how's he running that ball. I shouldn't have to explain that to somebody I'm paying that kind of money to on how to run the ball, how to run hungry, how to hit holes. If I paid you that kind of money, you should already know that. You should be a difference.
It ain't about telling them that. They got different styles. And when you have a change of back come in, he always sometimes look like he doing more than the lead back, especially the lead back is your power runner. That's what Zeke is. He's a power back. He's not an elusive back. He never claimed to be, nobody ever said he was. He's not an elusive back. So he's not out there to try to make you miss. He's never been that kind of back. He's a run you over type back. And if you got a hole there, he going to hit the hole and he got enough speed to get downfield. It's a difference. When Pollard was starting and he wasn't in there, Pollard wasn't doing no better. And that's when we had a better line. So it ain't so much that. It's just a change of pace.
You got to do what works, though. You got to.
But in order for me to get Zeke-type money or value, I got to have the perfect line, the perfect quarterback coach.
Perfect. It don't have to be perfect. It wasn't a perfect line last year. Our line wasn't a top offensive line last year. We missed Smith most of the time. Frederick came off that year being off. The only one that was still we did have La'el Collins in there, and we had Zach Martin. So the right side was solid. You know what I'm saying? We had a good line, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't top 5. It was below top 5 last year, and he still got 1,345 yards rushing. And that's with no training camp. And the first couple of games, he had to get his feet and his wind up under him.
It does make a difference. That still had you with a losing record, not making the playoffs. And we went 8-8 last year. The catalyst for your offense last year was Dak, who threw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns or something. I mean, that's
because they wanted to go through him and prove a point. Him and Kellen, I don't know, his best friends or something.
Which is the right decision.
No, he shouldn't have threw as much as he did. He shouldn't have threw as much as he did last year.
It is if Zeke is going the way he is, it is going to tilt that way. But to say Dak, he did carry the team last year, and the other years that we were one of the best teams in one division, Zeke carried it that year. And I know we are in a what have you done for me lately? That's how professional sports is. And Zeke does have to step up because he's been having a fumbling problem. He's just not, something is wrong with him. And if he keeps it up, then yes, I do believe what y'all are saying would be true. But unless he just he fell off a cliff, and we didn't see players do it. We have, but do I think after 6 games, or how many games that we in, 5-6 games, has he fell off the cliff? No. My team is, like I said before, my team is bad, and I do want to see more out of Zeke. But I think the extreme y'all going, and I'm not trying to say excuse, that Tony going, there is something in the middle that needs to be seen. I don't think he's done, but I do think he needs to be better.
I'm
off the cliff. He tumbling down that cliff right now. Like, all you gotta do is look over, and you're gonna see all the dust and the rocks sticking up.
No, he's slipping
from his fat ass rolling down that cliff, tumbling, rumbling, and stumbling.
Bro, y'all gotta understand how many people are they putting in the box. That's what y'all gotta look at too. We got very bad quarterback play since Dak left. Now, when Dak was there, defense is giving up too many points. You're paying from behind, so you ain't got no choice but to go away from the running game. That's why Dak was setting records, 450 yards a game, 3-4 games straight. So that ain't really on Zeke. Now you got him stacking the box because I'm gonna say make Andy Dalton beat me, make Ben DiNucci the 7th rounder beat me. So yeah, I'm gonna put 8-9 in the box and force you to beat me with your arm because Dak ain't here now. You see what I'm saying? Let's move on. Let's move on, man.
Okay, we finna move on. But I gotta say, like in them early games when Dak was there, yeah, you was getting behind because Zeke wasn't having no success running the ball and helping y'all possess the ball. Y'all was going 3 and out when you hand him the ball and he's getting a yard, and so you looking at 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9, or he losing yards. So let's not pretend like, it was one game where he touched the ball 11 of y'all first 14 touches, either catching the ball or being handed off the ball, and he did not produce nothing good except for a fumble to the other team. 2 fumbles back to back.
Yeah, he did fumbles. Dude got touchdown. He done something. He had some yards. He may ain't hit 100 yet. Again, because defense. We giving up the ball first of all. Yeah, we had 4 turnovers in one game. 2 of them was him. 2 was that. So yeah, okay. That don't help. Then your defense can't stop nobody. They
paying attention to Zach. They paying attention to Zeke. That's without a question. So a lot of stuff in the middle open when we do that play action out of the shotgun and he hits somebody behind the linebackers. They are watching Zeke now. Is he producing like he should? No, he is not. But to say that he's not a factor in our offense and what we do and help Dak and what he do, that's just not looking at the football game.
For real. You had Lamb real quick. Yeah, that's real quick. I'm gonna say you say he had no effect. Man, you had Lamb on the verge of being a rookie of the year if Dak was still in the game. Dude going off 200-300 yard games. Why? Because the middle's wide open.
Bro, he was not
go check the stats, bro. The dude was on. Yeah.
Did you forget the quarterback in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
That don't mean he's gonna be rookie of the year. They losing. They just won a game.
Come on,
it don't matter though.
Look, he was in the conversation. He was in the conversation, or he was gonna be in the conversation.
Top 5.
He was gonna be in the conversation.
Okay, I can accept
now. He ain't now. I said he was on. He was in. I didn't mean he was gonna get it. That's not what I was saying. I said he was making the case. I meant he was making the case for it. Let's put it there.
Okay. Titans at the Bengals.
Man.
Hero was a beast today.
I knew it was coming of them winning because they've been so close. I just didn't think it was gonna be the Titans though. Not with their defense.
But this ain't their first win, by the way.
No, I know that. No. I'm saying on the verge of starting to win games
putting together
against some
a
good
solid
teams. Yeah,
game.
right. You know what I'm saying? Because they've
Defensively
been
and offensively, they put together a solid game. I was so surprised by the defense. Burrow was a beast. I don't know what you call it, QBR or whatever rating, whatever. It was over 100 when I was looking at. They didn't even run the ball. Well, they ran it decently. They ran it how they should, but it was Burrow and that defense, man. Tony and I had on your paper Bengals halfway written through and scribbled out because you changed those picks. Y'all was about to make those picks and y'all didn't, and that
because it
would have
was the
been a good pick
Titans,
for the game.
bro. It
I
was the
understand.
Titans, and I was like, they've been good, but I was like, not this week. I don't think they're gonna do it this week. Maybe after this. But yeah, I saw that. I was mad at myself. I should have followed my first mind and went with the Bengals.
Okay. I guess we can move on to the next game. Even though Tennessee still had a solid game from their players. Raiders at the Browns.
Yeah, man.
Baker Mayfield became Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, we know.
Every time I gambled on this lame ass quarterback, man. Every time, man. I don't even want to talk about them no more. Colts at the Ron's Lions.
Did he pick the Lions?
Nah. Only Dre did. They started off good, but they defense is terrible.
They
Their defense is terrible.
They kind of like the Browns, man. They flippy floppy. One week the Detroit look good and solid, and the next week they look like boo boo again.
Yep.
Vikings at the Packers.
That was a shocker, man.
Oh man. Well, I ain't gonna say a shocker. I'm like the run. Dalvin Cook does make a difference because the Packers ain't got no great defense, and they like 20-something. They know what are they 31st against the run, I think, or something like that. They up there against the run. So,
man,
if I'd have realized he was gonna actually play, because they wouldn't say it when we made picks last Sunday. That's why I said we should switch to Saturday. Although I could have just switched my pick today, but I didn't realize until it was too late because I was at church and I didn't realize the dude actually was active. Else I'd have went with the Vikings.
Yeah, man. But, when Cousin is contained to not have to win the game and he can just be back there, I think he threw for like 15 passes.
He could just be Jimmy.
And he can do that. He's a decent quarterback. I don't think he made no mistakes. I need to look it up. But man, I just saw too many plays that the Minnesota offensive coordinator got Dalvin Cook in open space, and his first step is so explosive that you think you got an angle on him, and he's out of there. And I'm like, man, this dude right here, explosiveness, and when I say get to top speed quickly, that boy right there is something special. And he really is. I know he's a Florida State. Any Florida State? Yeah, Florida State. And that boy reminds me of that Florida speed that they just get to 0 to 100 real quick. And he's a difference maker for that team, man. He really is. And he's so important to Cousins' success. And Cousins don't have that pressure. And he plays when he don't have that pressure on him. He don't press, and that makes Minnesota a pretty good team.
All right, no need to talk Jets, Chief. Rams at the Dolphins.
Wow.
I called it.
I called it too.
Yeah.
I called it.
Defense and special teams did it. Tua didn't have a great game, but defense and special teams.
He did what he was supposed to do, though.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do. First game coming in as a rookie. But that Miami defense has been getting better and better and better each week. Something just told me the boys is going to show up.
Well,
Yeah,
they won
yeah.
like 3 out of the last 4 or something.
I
I know
have
they didn't
I have
win.
I haven't seen the Rams really beat nobody outside the NFC East. I think they may have won one other game outside the NFC East.
The
So that's
Bears.
why the Bears, yeah. So that's why I picked them over. That's why I picked Miami over them. Steelers at the Ravens.
Man, I was
That was a
watching
pretty
that
good
game.
game. And you know what?
Man.
I had thought that when the Ravens had went up double digits, I think it was 17-7 or something like that.
Something like that.
Up at halftime. My daughter, you know, is a Steelers fan. So I'm taking screenshots and stuff and circling the score. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what's up, man? I done picked this team, man. Now look at what they doing. Next thing I know, man, Big Ben with the work. You know what I'm talking about? And that boy, the Steelers, man, that boy, the Steelers putting themselves in position, man.
Yeah. Well, I thought the first problem in the first half, they didn't run the ball. They went to running the ball to loosen that team up. But then when they decided to go no huddle and Big Ben called all the plays on the line, that really got them to move the ball. But the reason why that team lost is Lamar Jackson and turning over the ball and just making bad decisions.
Said he
I'm
ain't the
watching.
same one.
He makes great plays, man. He's electrifying, and they had some plays called back off of holding and all that you wish he could have, but the turnovers is what lost that game for Baltimore because they had a defense that was containing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had 2 great drives when they decided, hey, Big Ben, get back there, forget about that running back, and call those plays at the line. And that's when Big Ben got to work. But other than those 2 good drives that they had, Baltimore defense was doing their thing. Baltimore defense was doing their thing. The problem was they was getting put in bad situations either by a touchdown because of Lamar, and that was just really in the beginning. But that other bad interception right before half that just was silly. He was double covered. So it was just Lamar gotta tighten up and just don't make mistakes, and Baltimore will be all right.
He just ain't the same as last year, man. His throwing is all over the place, and I don't see him making it too far. They may crawl into the playoffs, but unless he can do something about his accuracy, man, and getting airing that ball out,
That
he ain't
game could have
going too
went.
far.
That game could have went either way with the Steelers. You know, it was a divisional game, and it was a back and forth game, and the Ravens put themselves in bad positions, but they are all right. You know, if you watch them, they are all right.
They're on the bubble for me. So
To
all right.
me, they not for me. They're not really on the bubble, but I don't believe in them because of Lamar Jackson. Like I don't believe in them. Chargers. Oh, my bad.
Nah, all I was gonna say is the Ravens have an issue when you going against a team who has an offense that can put up points and they gotta go touchdown for touchdown. That's when they become a problem. You know what I'm saying? They can't beat those teams. That's what happens to them in the playoffs, you know, with the Chiefs or the Titans or any team like that can put up points with them. Lamar has to continue being perfect pretty much. He cannot throw an interception or put his team in a bad situation where the defense, like today, you know, they had a lead. They had a nice, comfortable lead. It was what, 20-3 or 20-7? And the Steelers came back because Lamar put them in that situation. Do I believe it? And like Deron said, a holding call, the game's out of reach. You know, they scored, and the holding call is what prevented them from, to me, actually putting a nail in the coffin. So I'm not going to sit there and say that they are not capable of still going to the Super Bowl. You know, do I still put the Chiefs and the Steelers ahead of them? Yeah, but they're still dangerous, man. That was
they ain't capable, and they ain't really all that dangerous to me. You want to know why? Because let's see, they beat the Browns, the Texans, the football team, the Bengals, the Eagles. Them the teams they beat. They lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Kansas City. So that goes to what you just said. Teams that can put up points, they don't do well against. They have beat nothing but sorry teams. Every single team they beat has a losing record. They have not beat a winning team yet. So for me, with the way he's playing, unless something changes, now they'll get in there because they still got, with the way the Patriots playing, they can win that. They can beat us. The Browns, they can probably beat them again. Just depends. They got Jacksonville, New York, and the Bengals at the end. The Bengals ain't guaranteed. So yeah, they can get into the playoffs crawling, like I said, because they beat sorry teams. But first round, you out. You play anybody in the first round that can put up points, you gone.
I mean,
Unless something
tonight
changes. That's why
they
I
didn't
say
have
on the bubble. They not contenders to me at this moment. You ain't shown nothing. You ain't beat nobody.
they didn't
You ain't
have
beat
Ingram,
nobody. Huh?
and to me, that's a big piece of their offense not having Ingram on that field because Dobbins is their backup, and to me, having that two-headed monster is what make them dangerous. And like you said, Deron, it was some turnovers by Jackson. Jackson, he had some issues for his interception, but it's not to the extent he had today. And that was still a close game. Like they had a nice, comfortable lead on the Steelers. So I'm not going to sit there and say that in the playoff game or the second time they play them later in the season, the Ravens might beat the Steelers for the second time. If if
Right,
if
because
ever
If something changed. If
yeah.
something
So, but
changed. I'm not saying,
just like the end of the game, it was fourth and something. They did a quarterback thing. They were down there. They were down there getting ready to score to go in. And even the Chiefs, they did jump out on. The Chiefs kind of jumped out, but if you watch that game too, they are not just folding, even when they lose. They are not just getting blown out. You know what I'm saying? They are a team that Lamar himself has to figure it out. This is the learning process that you have to go through, and and go through your bumps and bruises, and that's what they're gonna have to go with Lamar because he is dynamic. He is able to make plays. And he made some plays on it, and not just with his legs. He made some plays with throwing the ball in the air. It's just, he did the touchdown in the beginning of the game, and then like you said, right after halftime, when they came that first drive in the halftime, when they could have did something, he did a bad interception, and they went in to score again. So, he just need to tighten up, man.
All right, Chargers at the Broncos.
Man, that was a comeback.
oh
That messed
man.
everybody up. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what? The Chargers seem like the same team as they have been, just a different quarterback. That's what that is.
I
They
thought
play
that
these
earlier.
close games. Yeah, they play these close games. They get the lead, and then their defense just fold at the end, and they lose all these close games. It's like the second coming of Philip Rivers right now. Well, not necessarily because I don't
Yeah,
think
not
Herbert is
him.
making the same mistakes as Rivers. But
I'm say here,
basically, they not any better with him gone than when he
yeah.
was there. What's that, Dre?
No, I was agreeing with you. I think Hebert going to be actually a better quarterback than Rivers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think so too.
All right, Saints at the Bears.
what
You
I
know,
expect. Michael Tomlin wasn't there, so
and I didn't
Bears
even
was
realize
Bears,
that.
they gave him some respect from me. I give them that. I didn't think they was going to be this good this year, but Nick Foles and them, they keeping them in games and they fighting. They playing hard. It's just, I expected Drew Brees to do what Drew Brees do, even though he didn't have Michael Thomas. It's what I expected. I just know the Bears was going to be that good.
I mean, they said he's missing Thomas, Sanders, and somebody else. Who's the other star? He's missing 3 starting receivers. They say.
Yeah, man. Nick Foles, same thing with Lamar. They just when they make mistakes, they really bad mistakes. And he just made some real bad mistakes. They played it well. Their defense, they leaned on their defense just like Lamar do. It's just those mistakes came back to hunt him. There was one interception that was just bad, and that the scores that New Orleans got was off of situations that they got short fields and they just couldn't hold them that time. So you feel bad for a team when they just one piece away, and Nick Foles just kind of just gave it up that game. He really did. To me,
All right, who y'all got first half league MVP?
it's easy.
Well, who you
I'm
got? It says easy.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. What was
Yeah,
128
it's-
today, man? This boy is throwing for touchdown passes like crazy. He making other people think receivers are great when this receiver's just good, but he's making this boy look better than what he is. But
I don't know. That
that boy,
Metcalf. That Metcalf seems like the real deal, bro.
he is a beast. But I'm saying, but I'm telling you, when you got a quarterback like that throwing dimes, just laying it in your lap, you know what I'm saying? One thing when Metcalf had to do the little fly, I'm talking about Russell just laid it in his lap, just bam. And I was like, man, that was a sweet pass. So what they decided to do, Seattle said, you know what? We got an MVP candidate. We're going to give it to him. We going to lean on him. The bad defense and all, he going to carry us. And that's what that boy been doing. So I can't think of one off the top of my mind, but I can't think of nobody better than Russell Wilson right now.
It's Russell and Patrick is probably behind them.
Oh, Patrick, yeah.
I'm going with the GOAT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Off of two games?
Okay.
Because
Yeah, you have a right to your opinion, bro.
Tampa was a bad team. They was under 500 last year. Ain't they leading their division this year?
Man, you know how many additions to that
They
team?
might have
Yeah.
they might have what they one loss or two losses or something like that.
Two.
Okay, two losses. He done thrown 15 touchdowns to one interception over like the last 5 games or something like that. I mean, like you have to understand, and he's on a new team with a bunch of new players. And Chris Godwin is injured, ain't playing. Starting running back, Fournette, he been in and out the lineup. And he got this dude, Scotty Miller, come from out of nowhere. Don't nobody know who this dude is. He catch a touchdown pass going for 100 yards. Look, man, the team that you go to and the swing of being a bad team, an under 500 team for years, ever since Warren Sapp was there, the Buccaneers ain't been good. And you look at them now, Tom Brady gets over there, and that team is sitting atop their division, and they're going to be one of the top 1 or 2 seeds in the NFC. To me, it's the GOAT, man. He's so far for the first half of the season, I got Tom Brady as the MVP. Defensive player of the year.
So,
I can't go with Tom Brady because all they needed was a good quarterback to come in there. They already had the defense. They already had the offensive weapons. Godwin was there last year. Michael Evans, now the running back situation, yeah, they let Freeman go, and they got that Jones, the third dude, who's actually just been the starter. Fournette just got there. So you just brought in a quarterback, and it's you can't say that if you'd have brought in another good quarterback outside of Tom Brady that's better than Jameis Winston, that you wouldn't still be doing the same thing you're doing right now. I mean, to me, Ryan Tannehill could have went there and did the same thing in Tampa Bay that he did in Tennessee. They was only a quarterback away. For me, Russell Wilson, the reason I go for him because your defense is bad.
Well, I mean, you
put the team on your back.
You say Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Tannehill got Derrick Henry behind him.
No,
now,
I'm not saying he
Tom
don't.
Brady
My point is,
Tom Brady don't have a Derrick Henry behind him.
Don't need
you know,
Derrick Henry. He got better receivers
like
though.
that in the running game.
Yeah. He got better receivers than Ryan Tannehill got.
Chris Godwin has not played pretty much at all this year.
Last week. He
the
played
only
last
one
week.
that he had is Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is on a bad ankle.
He played last week. You got Gronkowski there who can't. Godwin played last week because I almost picked him up, but he wasn't available. Nobody let him go. Godwin played last week. He got re-injured, but he played last week.
He got re-injured in the game, early in the game.
I don't think it was early. I don't think it was early in the game, no. I
Well,
don't think it's early in the game.
I don't remember him at all, like for the second half of that game.
I don't remember when he got hurt, but he played some last week.
That's who I got. So who y'all got for defensive player of the year?
well, let me just say this real quick. Russell
Yeah.
Wilson's doing 71%, Tom Brady 65. Russell Wilson is 26 touchdowns to 6 interceptions to Brady's 18 and 4. And the
Tom
rating, he's at
Brady.
120. Oh, okay. Okay.
What'd you say?
If he can make 8 touchdowns tomorrow, you're right.
No, he don't got to match him. He don't got to match him. He just got to stay. He just got to stay within striking range. And his level of difficulty, being on the team that he went to, compared to the team that Russell Wilson was on, that won 11 games last year, 12 games last year.
Yeah, we're going on, MVP, not on most improved player. So I don't care where he came from, where he is from. The MVP is the most valuable player.
That plays a part.
Just like Mahomes had a great team, team last year, and if he broke records this year, I'm not gonna hold it against him that he shouldn't be the MVP because he had 2 consecutive great years. So that don't really go into my factory. Is what you doing right now.
No factor, but Lamar Jackson, who did not have better stats last year than Patrick Mahomes, won the MVP. Why? Because of the level of difficulty of him lifting his team from where they was to the number 1 seed. And Tom Brady is going to get the exact same type of contemplation from the voters when you go to a bad team and you lift them to the number 1 or number 2 seed in the conference. Then yes, that is going to play a huge role in determining who's going to be the MVP.
It goes into the back.
It
goes to the LeBron and the Michael Jordan, back-to-back MVPs. Just when Russell Wilson, because he ain't won an MVP, and he's gonna be up there with it if everything stays the same.
Yeah.
So
let's go to this though. You saying Brady? Yeah, saying Brady. Brady ain't beat but one winning team. And
that's what I'm going at, Tony. That's what I was
going
at.
But one winning team, and that's the Packers. All the rest is, let's see, the Raiders. What's the Raiders' record?
He did.
They may be winning. They may be winning now. So you beat 2 winning teams out of 7 games. You get a sorry New York Giants tomorrow. You get a Saints that, depending on if they get all their offensive weapons. You play Carolina again. Okay, the Rams is cool. Kansas City cool. Let's see what you do with that. You got the Vikings. Okay. And then your last 3 games is Falcons and Lions. So for me, I don't know. Let me see what Russell did. You winning, but you beating sorry teams. With a good defense and a good offense you had that was only missing a quarterback that could manage the games and not lose it, like Jameis Winston was doing with a whole bunch of turnovers. That's what I'm saying. Russell Wilson ain't got no defense. He literally putting the team on his back, having to outscore the competition in order to win.
Okay, so what's the winning teams? What's the winning teams that Seattle beat? They beat Atlanta.
I'm trying to find out.
They beat New England. They beat Dallas. They beat Miami. They beat Minnesota. They beat San Francisco. So they beat 1 winning team.
Tom Brady does have more passing yards than them, though. That's the only thing I'm seeing that he has over.
I just know in today's game, when I was watching y'all game, the commentators and everybody talking about how he's on pace for 50 touchdowns, and right now he's running away with the MVP.
Miami's a winning team.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's mine. Defensive player of the year, who y'all got?
Ooh, defensive player of the year.
Donald.
At the moment, Donald is what comes to my mind. At the moment, Donald comes to mind. I can't think of anybody else at the moment off the top of my head.
I'm going Fred Warner.
I ain't got nobody on mine.
Offensive rookie of the year.
At the moment, I'd probably go Joe Burrow. Like I said, though, if Dak was still playing, I probably would have went CeeDee Lamb. But because Dak is gone, and it's not gonna be the same in Dallas.
Edwards is
I
looking
guess I
good.
would go with Joe Burrow right now.
Yeah, Edwards looking good in Kansas City.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I will go
I'll go
with
with
Burrow,
Bell there. You gotta wonder.
and I got Herbert
Oh yeah, I
trying to
forgot.
sneak in there.
Oh,
Herbert trying to get in there.
I got Burrow. Defensive player of the year.
Rookie.
Yeah, defensive rookie. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Isn't that the boy in Washington?
Who?
Washington. Chase.
Yeah, Chase Young.
I don't know.
I'm going with Queen from Baltimore, even though he banged up. He been banged up a little bit.
Yeah, he came back this week. Yeah,
he been a monster for a rookie.
Yeah.
All right, give me y'all coaches together.
Coaching.
Oh, that's a good one.
So far,
Arizona.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Really.
It's a good one.
Well, up to now, yeah. I probably could go Arizona. I just don't know. I started to say Aaron's, but again, you got
Mike
Brady there.
That's what I was gonna say, Ken, but you just stole my thunder. Man.
Pittsburgh 7-0. Tomlin, yeah.
That's a good one. Mike Tomlin is a good
one. But I don't know. You know, when you do coach of the year, you kind of looking for like most improved type situation, turn some stuff around type deal. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
yeah, but see, I think
but they didn't have Big Ben either.
How much credit? Yeah. How much credit they don't give Big Ben for it, and then they don't give Tomlin for it.
You know,
and, so.
Yeah, but see, this is my
defense.
Thing. They still went like 8-8 or 9-7 last year, and they went through like 3 quarterbacks. So Big Ben coming back probably does help put them over the hump, but he's not a undefeated turnaround. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In one season.
Yeah,
you know
it makes a big difference compared to,
Tennessee,
second year quarterback, coming in and doing a little something.
Now the backup that they had been there a few years. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but he had been in Pittsburgh for a few years already. But he ended up getting, and then the third string quarterback ended up coming in. I thought that he did a great job. That they weren't gonna give it to him last year because they didn't make the playoffs or whatever. But he did a great job with the injuries. Antonio Brown not being there last year. They had lost Le'Veon Bell. You know what I'm saying? And for them to still not have a losing record. So the turnaround this year, be the only undefeated team. I think they're the only undefeated team left in the entire NFL. Yeah. So looking at all of that, man, I gotta go with Mike Tomlin. Right now, first half of the season.
What happened to the Seahawks 49ers game? Why are we talking about this? Well, we just skipped over that game.
I didn't even think about that. But hold on. Before we do that, don't respond. But the guy from Tennessee won it last year, right?
The coach from Tennessee?
Yeah.
I think he did.
Okay. Yeah. Since he won it last year, then I'm gonna put the dude from the Bills to jump in that list too. Because
they didn't fell off the last 2-3 weeks. Bills, didn't they barely win today? Almost lost today. Yeah. So I don't know. Halfway with the last 2-3 weeks, they either struggled or lost. I don't know if I can give it to them right now, based on that alone. But yeah, let's see what they do the rest of the year. Then I'd be with you.
Yeah, but man, what happened, man? Why we didn't talk about 49ers Seattle game?
Well, the same reason why we're not talking about the Texans in Green Bay. We ain't talking about that game. And we ain't talk about the Chiefs we skipped over the Chiefs and the Jets game too.
Okay, but that wasn't worth talking about. You know that wasn't worth talking about. You know that wasn't worth talking about.
No.
I said
no, bro. No, bro.
We always talk about.
Y'all asked me a question. Can I explain?
No,
I get a chance?
That's bogus, bro.
Let him explain.
That's bogus.
I should get a chance to explain.
Go ahead,
okay,
man.
before you explain, The Chiefs Jets was
Oh,
not
I
worth
always
talking
talk-
about.
We
Was not
always
worth
talk about
talking
three
about.
teams.
The Chiefs Jet was not worth talking
But
about.
you even mentioned them. You said, "Hey man, we ain't gonna talk about this game." But you even threw that in there so we wouldn't talk about it. So we literally did talk about it.
Now,
Yeah,
let me
yes, sir.
let me
Yes, sir.
now,
Yes, sir.
the reason
Yes, sir.
why the main reason why I did that is because I wanted to see if somebody's gonna say, "Nah, man, let's go on ahead and touch on." You know what I'm saying? But nobody said nothing. Everybody was quiet.
I
as
forgot.
kept
I forgot.
saying that we just now. You ain't forget because when I said it, you looked directly at the camera and shook your head.
Because I forgot. I was like, "You right.
Okay,
We
so
did
so
talk
my
about
point is. My point is, nobody had a problem when I said we're gonna switch over, go skip over that game. So I didn't feel the need to mention
Skip
my
over
game.
which game?
I
We
said,
No.
we
That-
always talk about
Bruh,
the Cowboys, the Texans if they play, and the 49ers. That is what we talk about. And we
Drake.
always.
Well,
Dre
well,
just beat me to asking about it because I was about to ask.
I
Hey,
forgot.
didn't we
I
skip a
can't
game?
believe I forgot.
I'm gonna say this. If Dre is gonna talk about the last 2 weeks that he missed with the Texans getting their heads stomped in, then we could talk about the Niners.
Oh
And
my goodness,
Yeah.
man.
We're not basing this on Dre. We're not gonna do
I
that. We're not basing it on Dre because me and Deron was present. Me and
We
Deron was present last
we
week.
was present, man.
Me and
We was
Deron was
present.
here.
and my
Nope.
team is winning. He don't want to show up. And now that my team done lost, now he want to show up and he's asking me about my team. Because his team ain't played today.
Thrown in the room. The Texans got that butt whooped by Green Bay. Good guy. I was,
I
Aaron
appreciate
Rodgers did. You know what I'm saying?
You was in your
offense-
feelings.
that was last week, man. But I appreciate that, man. We didn't already talked about it. You late, and you shouldn't miss the game just because your team lose. And we should not be talking about anybody's team because they team lost. Because me and him just talked about the Cowboys, and I got to talk about how bad we are.
Yeah, but y'all couldn't wait to talk about it. Tony was talking about the Cowboys loss before we even start recording. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was ready to get that off y'all chest.
Man, stop. Well, get it off
Well,
your
hey,
chest. You need to get this one off too.
that let
Come
you
on.
know how committed
Let's
we are.
move forward. Come
Our
on.
team
Let's
lose,
go.
we jump
Let's
on
move.
here
Let's go.
and we own up to it, and then we rant and rave about how bad they are. So you two Negroes, y'all need to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Get y'all butt
Come
on here and be the first one to talk about y'all team. We shouldn't have to call y'all out.
Both of y'all, we shouldn't have to call y'all out.
Well,
Y'all need to be accountable. I think we talked about on the thing. We need to be accountable to our teams. So let's go.
I'm here, ain't I? I mean, I
accountable.
showed up.
They ain't
showed up.
accountable.
You almost
They ain't
hood
accountable.
with me.
That's no different.
You almost got me.
That's
I
no
didn't have
different
my
than not being here.
cousin. I had my young cousin, my older cousin, to bring it up. You would have got me.
Y'all got to excuse me. Y'all got to understand. I'm not used to this losing. I'm not used to it.
Man, shut. Oh my God. Oh my. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all Cowboys fans, y'all used to that, man. Y'all ain't used to this every day. I ain't used to that.
Don't try it.
Hey,
Okay, so
I'm not getting distracted. Let's go.
So big compliment.
So we done.
Yeah.
No, we ain't done. Talk about your team.
Talk
about your team's loss.
I'm waiting to see if y'all through with the conversation y'all was having so we can go and move on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hawks and Niners.
Go
ahead.
Your team, you go ahead.
No, we want to hear your commentary.
Yeah. It's your team. You watch that game. You pay more attention than all of us.
All right.
Come on. Give us the business.
Seahawks won. They played a good game. They beat us. What can I say?
Y'all see what we had to deal with? The people that watch. Y'all see what we got to deal
y'all
with?
see this, right? It's
Texans
sad.
and 49er fans. You
That's
see
how
what we
they
got to
act.
deal with?
So
us Cowboy fans, yeah, our team suck, but we here letting y'all know our team suck, and we saying why our team suck, and what we wish they would do about it. But these two right here want to disappear.
Well,
you ain't talking about it. That's disappearing. Just because you show up. Just no, Come on.
So,
hey, I want you to give me the same level of energy you gave last week when they won. Come on with it. I gave the same energy. I gave the same energy this week.
You
and we lost both weeks.
You asking much from the man.
We lost both. We've been losing the last 3 weeks. I come with the
Man.
same energy every week. Come on with the same energy.
It's the same thing, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's the injuries. Injuries. And don't nobody
Right.
want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? So why should I talk about it?
Talk about something else. Talk about
Ain't
other
nothing
parts of the
Talk about
game.
it.
We
Ain't
all got
nothing else to
injuries.
talk about.
We all got injuries. Yeah. So what
Before
happened?
he got
What
hurt,
happened?
before he got hurt, he wasn't like he was moving the ball crazy. Now,
Yeah, but before he got hurt, he was still without Debo, right? We were still without our right guard. We were still without our center.
We without a whole offensive. We without an offensive line and a quarterback
listen,
and
I'm
a
gonna
defensive
say,
line that
I'm gonna
sucks.
put it like this.
Come on,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
put
do
it like
better than
this.
that.
I'm gonna put it like this. How he put it towards Zeke. If he a player, does he need a Pro Bowl this and a Pro Bowl that to do this, to do that? He should elevate. He should be able to elevate his team
He's also
do something.
He's also injured.
Because you've been telling us that he is a franchise quarterback, that he is the guy, and he should be able to do these things that I guess you want Cam Newton to do it, you want Zeke to do it, but you don't hold the same account for
They
Guap.
got springs or they hobble or they on one leg.
Oh my.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Y'all don't really want me to talk about it. Y'all don't want me to talk about it. Y'all just want me to take it.
For once, for what you told me, he ain't no mobile quarterback. All he do is sit back there and deliver the rock. I don't need him to be 100%. I don't need him to be 100% from his ankle.
I also said that Drake White, when he said it was going to take longer for my quarterback to be able to come back, the high ankle sprain is on his plant foot. You know what I'm talking about? So he has to be able to drive off of that foot. When you got a high ankle sprain and you can't drive off your foot, he had 2 passes in the first half. One right before he threw the interception and one when he threw the interception. If you go back and watch the play, watch his foot come up off the ground well before he throws the ball. Why? Because that ankle is bothering him. So I know I already gave you credit and said you was right, bro. Like how many weeks you want me to say you was right? His foot, his ankle, not right.
But what that had to do with your defense? Let Metcalf go out.
Yeah. So
along with all of the rest of the injuries on my team, and look, we lost. They beat us.
Yeah, man. And even I was surprised how. Well, I wasn't surprised, but I really thought because we did see 2 good, solid weeks from San Francisco defense that I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game. I got San Francisco defense in fantasy, and I played them knowing better, and I shouldn't have played them, but it really didn't matter. But I thought it was going to be a defensive divisional game.
You know they don't got nobody guard that man over there. Why would you pick their defense? You know they don't got nobody to guard that man over there. I told you don't got nobody to guard Hopkins. You know they don't got nobody for this thing. Come on, DeMar, you better stop.
Russell solidified himself to me against a good defense. I thought they was going to run the ball a little bit better to keep it.
Banged up defense. He solidified it. Okay.
He didn't solidify himself.
No Bosa, no Sherman, no Tart, no Quan. K1 just came back off of an injury. Jimmy Ward just came back off of an injury. They first game, they didn't miss time because of injuries. They first game back. And he solidified himself against that defense.
Like I said, we just watched the 49ers have 2 good solid weeks. So I guess those solid weeks shouldn't be anything, but it is still something. It just showed that Russell, no matter what that defense looked like coming in, was going to do what he was going to do. So yes, he solidified himself. Maybe I put too much
against Arizona defense. They helped.
Maybe I put too much into your defense, and that's a possibility. But hey man, they did their thing.
Anybody else?
Dre,
No,
Huh?
I just wanted to be talked about.
It's my turn to go now.
it's your turn, man.
Okay, because Jimmy's what Jimmy is. I already knew that even before he got hurt. I've told y'all that high ankle, it's a beast. You got to have some heart. He ain't Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes played through it. I knew Jimmy wasn't going. That's porn star Jimmy. He ain't finna play through that. He don't got that heart. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that type of quarterback. I seen some people with punctured lungs and a messed up eye still go out there and perform and lift their team.
He is playing through it. He just ain't being effective. But there's a difference. But go ahead.
But you're right. The ones I'm speaking in reference to are effective. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're franchise quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? They kick in the eye, have a busted eye, and still perform and throw a touchdown pass, or have a punctured lung and can't fly and got to take a bus for 17 hours, still go out there and perform. You know what I'm saying? So that's what franchise quarterbacks do. So I don't want to hear the excuse. You, like Deron said, you suit up and you step up on that field, there's no excuses. You got to perform. And if you ain't perform, you robbing that team. And
Yeah,
they
well,
robbing. Jimmy's robbing.
Jimmy's not making the excuses. I'm telling you what it is. And
Look,
so by your logic, that means that any quarterback that can't perform at a high level on a high ankle sprain ain't a franchise quarterback. Like, that's your logic.
No, I didn't say.
By your logic, Deshaun ain't no franchise quarterback either. Cause y'all 1-5, 1-6 right now on the bye. Why he ain't uplifting his team? You know what I'm saying? To win more games. Don't give me that because they played a tough schedule. Don't give me that because who they play. You play who on your schedule, bro. If you a franchise quarterback,
Come on,
and you lift up your team like Peyton Manning do and like Tom Brady have done and stuff like that. Come on now, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to compare Dak to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, let's be real. Let's be real though.
I know.
Let's be real. You ain't put your team. He ain't put his team on his back and took him to the promised land. But one game when they changed coaches, come on now. I'm just saying, if we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk.
If we're gonna be real, let's be real. My team hurting right now because they franchise quarterback who ain't been paid is out.
Tony, we was comparing the quarterbacks when they're hurt, not comparing them.
Yours healthy. So what's his excuse?
Look at Deshaun's numbers. Deshaun's been throwing for 300 yards.
The only numbers I want to see, the only numbers that matter right now, Dre, from what you're talking about, is the W and the L column. What is his numbers
crazy.
there?
That's crazy. That's crazy. So when
No, Deron, no. Don't try to come to his defense because my whole point is you're talking about a quarterback lifting up his team and winning. Deshaun ain't lifting up his team. That's my only point. I'm not saying Deshaun not good. Yes, Deshaun good. Deshaun's better than Dak. I say that. Deshaun's better than a lot of quarterbacks. The point is, though, by your logic, which is what I said, if you're going to talk about a quarterback lifting up his team, why yours not? Why y'all 1-5?
No, he didn't say that. But and let me just say this, Dre.
He did say that. He did say that.
No, he did not. He said your guy's not performing. He said your guy's not performing.
He said your guy said regardless. He said regardless, if he a franchise quarterback, he should be lifting your team up. That's exactly what he said.
That. That's why I'm saying something because that's what he said. Other than that,
go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
I said Antoine used he cannot perform at a high level. I said he should be able to perform on a high level if he stepped on that field and he's going to suit up and play. We didn't say nothing about lift up his team. I said, if you're on a high ankle sprain and you on that football field, you should be able to perform. There's no excuses. I've seen my quarterback, if you want to compare, with a punctured lung and a busted eye on the football field, get kicked in the eye and still perform and still won the games.
Exactly.
When this is posted, I'm gonna find where you said lift up your team. That's the only reason I said something. The only reason I jumped in. The only reason. But other than that,
even then,
ain't
Tony,
no argument.
If that 1-5, ain't nobody gonna say it's Deshaun Watson's fault.
Ain't no argument.
But other than that, even then, Tony, if that 1-5, ain't nobody gonna say it's Deshaun Watson's fault. Ain't nobody gonna say it's Deshaun Watson's fault. Ain't nobody gonna say it's Deshaun Watson's fault. Nobody.
It's his fault, along with everybody else.
No, it's
If
that
we gonna talk
defense.
If you watching football, just like with Dak, and I'm hard on Dak. I'm hard on the dude, but to put it on him, and I didn't put it on him. I put it on the coach to say because we ain't in the Super Bowl that Dak ain't the guy. When I've been blaming the coach. Come on, we seen who's out there performing.
You missing the point, Deron. You missing the point. You missing the point.
I didn't want to overpay him. I did not want to overpay him. I did not want to give him Mahomes money.
You didn't want to pay him. You didn't want to give him Russ money. You didn't want to get that dude nowhere in the 30s. I remember you specifically telling me you wanted to give him $26 million.
That was like 2-3 years ago.
No, it
you know what I'm saying? Yes, it was. It was like that's when the market was right there. So stop it. The last thing I said, when we talk about negotiation from this past year, I said I'll give him more than Goff and Wentz, which was at 33 or 32 point something, whatever. I already went over that. So don't try to bring in a conversation we had 3 years ago.
You lying, bro.
When Jimmy got paid 26, that's when I talk about, hey, I'll give him Jimmy money.
Lie. That's a lie.
That is not a lie.
That is a lie, bro. You
that
just
is not a lie.
Before the summer came this year, you told me you'll pay him 26 or you gonna tag him and you can let him walk. Those were your words this year. That was not no 3 years ago.
That's a lie because I said I would give him Goff and Wentz money.
Fam, this is sports talk show. This not a debate show. Come on, man. It don't even really matter. Right. It don't even really matter on that. It don't even really matter on that.
We picked the teams for this week.
Yeah.
Hey, is DK Metcalf the best wide receiver in that draft?
No.
Who is?
Anthony Brown.
AJ Brown is not better than DK Metcalf.
AJ Brown. AJ Brown. Period.
I can't go AJ Brown.
He ain't been. I don't even think he's been 100% this year. But he had more yards, more touchdowns than DK last year. And when he's healthy, he outperforms him this year. You can line him up anywhere. You can line him up in the slot. You can line him up on the right. You can line him up on the left. You can put him in motion. The boy is a chess piece. DK only lines up on the outside. He only and they probably started moving him from the right to the left this year, but last year he only lined up outside on the right. Now they may move him around a little bit more this year where they'll move him to the left, but he ain't playing in the slot. They not putting him in motion. Bruh, this is the same thing that when I used to argue with y'all back in the game when I was saying Antonio Brown was the best receiver in the league and y'all was talking about Julio and all these other players. Antonio Brown was the best receiver in football. Right now, A.J. Brown is a better receiver than DK Metcalf. Is DK Metcalf a better athlete? Yeah. He's faster, he's more physical, all of that. But somebody who you can line him up anywhere on the football field. He can run any route on the route tree. He can make contested catches. He got speed. He got power. He got great hands, better hands than DK. A.J. Brown is still the best receiver out that class.
Yeah, just because you want to, I just say this real quick. Just because you won an argument yesterday don't mean you automatically get to win the argument for today. But yeah, man, I don't think right now. Maybe that first year, maybe AJ.
Well, I mean, again, you entitled to your opinion, Kinfo. I'm just giving it to you.
I'm just giving it to you. What's up? I'm just telling you what it is. That's all.
I'm saying that's your opinion. I'm not mad at you that you got it. You okay. It's okay for you to feel like DK is better this year or right now than AJ. And vice versa.
I know.
So I don't know if y'all want to do picks today or if y'all want to do them on Saturday.
Yeah, I'd rather Saturday. So I can see what the injury reports.
It's really y'all is y'all call. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, we can. I prefer Saturday, but I'm willing to
I
grow with
say we on
the
here.
consensus.
Let's get it and
Thursday
get it
night.
done. And just I don't know what it's gonna be like on Saturday and who gonna get on. If I'm not able to get on Saturday, I'll submit them in. But it's on y'all.
Go ahead,
I'm
man.
saying
Roll
we
with
on
it.
here.
All
Roll
right.
with it.
All right. So let me see. We got first game Thursday night, Packers at the Niners.
That's a good game, man. Is Jimmy gonna be there?
Oh, you know that don't even man. Stop.
I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you. I doubt it. I'm hoping that they go on ahead and sit them.
Because the Packers can't handle physical. They can't handle no physicality. They're a finesse team.
I'm going with the Packers. I don't got Raheem Mostert. Tevin Coleman came back today and got hurt today. You know what I'm saying? My other running back, Wilson. They put him on IR. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that we'll really be able to destroy Green Bay is with the running game. My running backs are all hurt. And Jimmy, likely Jimmy ain't gonna play.
I'm Packers too. I already know who you got, Dre. Who you got, Tony? Is that yes? The Packers. Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
All right, we got the Broncos and the Falcons.
Ooh. Man.
All the way I told myself all season I'm gonna go pick. And I got
The Broncos got a good defense, man. The Broncos got a good defensive. Well, they got a good defensive scheme, but Locke, he showed some heart today. That boy brought his team back, but
I'm picking because you ain't finna talk me out of my pick.
You pick who?
I said, who you picking before you try to talk me out of my pick?
I'm going with ATL because I think they going back to what they know. And I got Julio on my fantasy, so I got a root for him, man.
What you gonna try to talk me out to go pick the Broncos?
ATL for me, dog.
Falcons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Oh, okay. You say you ain't never.
I mean, they beat the Panthers today. I was like, well, goddamn, maybe the coach is changing, doing some stuff.
Seahawks at the Bills.
Who you got, Ant?
Huh?
Who you got?
Y'all already know.
I don't know. So yeah, you said too. You ain't never picking ATL.
I told you I canceled ATL, man.
Bills, okay.
Seahawks, Bills.
Man.
Hawks.
Real good. Man, hold up. I got to think about that one.
Yeah.
Let me go with the Bills, man. Let me go.
I know. I feel like the Bills have been through more, and they more prepared for this game than what Seattle is. Boy, I can't. And you got an MVP rolling. It's hard to go against an MVP.
With defense in Buffalo. So, yeah, let me go with the Bills.
God, dog. Bills. Man, yeah, yeah, come back to me, man. Come back to me. That one's a doozy. Why you pick all the hard games first, man? Good gracious.
Come on, man. What's up?
I'm trying to decide who I want to pick.
That's a hard one. Come on, let's both come back around on that one, man. That one right there.
Bears at the Titans.
Titans. I got Titans.
Who playing home?
Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Oh, I picked the Titans today and they embarrassed me.
Yeah, they can't believe they lost to.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, they got to come back. It got to be a bounce back game.
Ravens at the Colts.
Who you got, Kinvo?
Titans.
Ravens.
Who playing at home?
Indy.
Going with the Colts.
Me too.
I'm going. Nah, I just talked about the Ravens, so I can't jump off of that. I'm going Ravens.
Chiefs, Panthers.
Chiefs who?
Panthers.
Oh, yeah. Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Lions at the Vikings.
You Chiefs too, Ant?
Yes, sir.
Lions at the Vikings. Dalvin Cook is back.
Ooh, it's a
I'm gonna go
divisional
Vikings.
game.
Give me Vikings.
Yeah. That boy back. That monster back.
We all going Vikings. Giants at the Washington football team.
Washington for me.
Giants.
You said Giants.
That may change by Sunday.
Washington.
After I see them play tomorrow.
Who you got, Kinvo?
Giants play tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Giants.
I'm gonna go Giant. I'm gonna go Washington. I'm gonna go football team. Texans at the Jags.
They both
Keep
coming
going,
off bye
Trey.
weeks, huh?
Yep.
They both coming off bye weeks.
Give me the Texans.
Texans at the Jags. Both coming off bye weeks. Currently, I'm gonna go with the Jags.
I think the Texans' only win was against Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going Jags.
I'm going Jags too.
Only because they're playing at home. And they both coming off a bye week.
Raiders at the Chargers.
Raiders.
Give me the Raiders.
Give me the Chargers.
Steelers at the Cowboys.
Who you got, Ant?
Raiders.
I'm rolling with my boys. I don't care.
That nigga be putting that pressure on behind the run.
Yeah, no, sir. Pittsburgh gonna win, but I'm rooting for my cat. I was rooting for him tonight, even though I don't care about my picks. But I know who I think gonna win.
Steelers.
Yeah, no doubt. I know all y'all gonna pick.
Yes, sir.
Oh, not all of us. I'm going Cowboys.
I know.
Dolphins at the Cardinals.
I'm like Drake. I'm gonna pick my team. I'm gonna go. Ooh, man.
Give me the Cardinals.
That's a college rivalry right there.
Cardinals versus who?
Miami.
The
But
Dolphins.
Miami, you got Tua going against Kyler.
Oh,
Kyler coming off a bye.
oh yeah, that's
Miami
Cardinals.
coming off a big win.
Man, have Miami won like 2, 3 straight? How many they won straight?
3.
How many?
3.
3
They
straight?
beat the Rams. They beat us. Then they backdoored and won the next game. Or is this the next game? Did they have a bye? I think they had a
Yeah,
bye
I think-
I
last
think they did have a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So they
no,
were
the Miami, no,
They beat us and the Rams.
yeah, Miami had a bye. I'm gonna go Miami because Cardinals ain't got no running game, in my opinion, outside of the quarterback.
I'm going Miami.
What?
What?
I know both. Hey, they picked up wins last week. That changed the game. I hated that game for that.
Saints at the Bucks.
Bucks. Well, wait, no. I need to see who playing for the Saints.
It don't matter to me, Tampa Bay.
Hit me back on Monday. I mean, on Saturday. I'll let y'all know depending on if Thomas and what's his name coming back, Sanders. If he got his weapons where he can throw downfield, I may go Saints. He ain't got his weapons, then it's Tampa Bay.
So you want me to put a condition on it then?
Yes, condition for mine. I'll hit y'all back on Saturday.
Michael Thomas?
I'm both. I'm Thomas and Sanders. Well, no, if Thomas at least play. Yeah, Thomas at least play. I may go Saints.
What you got,
I'll let y'all know Saturday. I'll let y'all know Saturday.
Who we got?
Bucks.
I'll let y'all know Saturday.
Who you got, though?
I'm going with the GOAT, man. Last game is gonna be Patriots at the Jets.
Everybody got that, right? Even though the person that picks, New York's first win should get like 3 wins, but anybody going with New York?
I'm thinking about it.
What?
Hey, when you said that, I'm thinking about
it. Well, you know what I'm saying? I can't make the rules, you know what I'm saying? But I think that should happen. I think just off
for
that.
opportunity. Oh, man.
Who the 49ers play?
We already did that. That was the first one. The Packers on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
So what's that one we didn't pick? It was
I'm gonna go Pats.
Bills and who? Seattle. That's right. Good. Bills, Seattle.
Oh, so Tuesday's gonna be an overall a real good day. Trade deadline and election day, huh?
Tuesday? Oh, it's trade deadline.
Who did Drake pick in the Patriots and the Jets?
You said Pats, right? Yeah, you said Pats.
Everybody except you.
Tony, you said Pats.
It's Pats. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said you're the only one that was thinking about it.
Yeah. But luckily, I'm gonna go with the Pats. And
go ahead.
Bills.
Put me down for the Hawks, man.
Hawks against who?
Bills. Y'all already picked it. Yeah, y'all already picked that. We couldn't make our minds on that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 2, 4, 6.
Is that 13 games?
12, 13. Yep. Hold on, I got too many for Dre. Hold on, I did something wrong.
I'm gonna have to come back to that house game.
I mean, y'all just make sure y'all two put y'all games on there before the games too.
For what game?
Am I missing a game? Should be 14.
you gotta put your pick for the Bucks game against the Saints,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have to come back for the Hawks and the Bills.
So I'm missing one for me. What game I didn't pick? Oh, I didn't put the Pats for me. So yeah, that's 14 then.
All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Don't forget to like, subscribe the video, share it. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna be back and see y'all again next week.
Any
Same
election
time.
prediction?
Hell no. Please, I ask y'all. Wait till after I stop recording. Don't put that out there, man. Don't jinx it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I wasn't doing it no way. You wasn't getting nothing out of
tell
me.
your friends about me.